Yes, we are back. It's Mark and Tasha from the Real South Africa, and we got a great program for you. It's a little long, the introduction, but watch the whole thing. It's going to be amazing. You're really going to like what we had to say. Tasha's going to talk about her parents being here, and we're just going to talk about our business and why people should be coming to South Africa with the Real South Africa. So stay tuned. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? This is Mark Blanton
And Latasha Blanton.
from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And welcome. We're glad to have you here. We're glad you guys are tuning to our channel. I know we've had our channel way too long. We've had it close to 4 or 5 years. Some of you guys have been watching for the extended period of time. Some of you guys that actually came on trips with us that's been watching, and there are those that are on the fence, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We love the ones on the fence because if you continue to watch, you will eventually be persuaded to take a chance to come to South Africa with the Real South Africa.
Yeah, I wouldn't say persuaded. Eventually they get it together. They've been planning, they've been watching, they've been like, you know what? I want to go here first. I want to go there first. They can come up with all these reasons. And the only reasons we know this, because we got spies everywhere. No, we know it because by the time a phone call is scheduled, because some of you guys schedule phone calls, a lot of you guys just book, straight away, on the website, which is great. We have an awesome website, and I think some people are surprised with all the options that we do have.
I think they're mostly surprised that the phone consult that you guys actually book with us is obviously free. So
Of course.
if you are interested in just having a conversation or you need more information about some of the packages, absolutely schedule a call with us. We will actually be the ones that you talk to.
Yeah.
And we enjoy that portion. We won't, dip it off to our team members because we want to be able to chat to you and just get you ready for your trip here to South Africa.
Yeah. Of course, we're the owners of the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. We have a long story, obviously, with us, being here for, roughly 6 years. And then, of course, all our adventures prior to coming here led up to us being here. So you'll probably hear me say, because of our experiences, come on a visit. Come and visit. Don't think that you can bypass the visit. Come and visit. You got to see it for yourself so you can orientate yourself. We've had many conversations with people off the camera, of course, that are like, okay, thank you for having us come. Thank you for setting us up. Thank you for exposing us properly, putting us in a nice apartment, all these different things that we do to make sure that they have a good experience so they can have an idea of what South Africa really is. It's clear that some people have moved here, that came with us at some point in time. They came here and they feel so passionate about what they've seen that they decided to start their own YouTube channel. But everybody don't start YouTube. It's kind of unnerving to do one, but because people can judge you and say things and so forth, which is fine. We got a helicopter overhead because we live near a small airport. Yeah, but we want to continue to move forward. So, so people come, and the funny part about the whole thing is that you guys don't get a chance to see, the background before these people showed up.
Yeah.
And then maybe they do a video. The majority of them do not. They come and leave, no problem. But what generally happens, they usually ask us a series of questions. Basically everybody asks us very similar, very educated, very smart questions, but everybody basically asks the same thing. But a lot of them start like this. I've been watching your YouTube channel for several months. I've been watching it for a year. I've been watching it for 2 years, and now I'm ready to come to South Africa. I will tell you this, it does not require you to have a master's degree or a doctorate degree. It doesn't have to have, you do not have to have any degree to come as a tourist to visit South Africa. You don't have to have a particular job.
No.
You don't have to have certain qualifications just to come to South Africa as a visitor.
Yeah, South Africa is open to everybody. And I wanted to ask you in particular, because I know we do this, on a regular basis, and we know what the outcomes are when people come on a visit and come as a tourist. What do you think the benefits are to coming as a tourist before you start making the other decisions, because the main goal of what we provide is the visit. Now, what you guys do after that, obviously your mind's been opened, and
oh yeah, your mind's gonna be open,
and you start thinking about other options for your life. But our main focus is for you to come on a 6, 10, or 13-day visit. Those of you that want longer visits, obviously we will customize a package for you there. But all of our packages are on the website. So based on the question that I asked you, what do you think the benefits are to coming as a tourist?
Well, coming as a tourist, just like anywhere. I mean, if you was living in the United States and you went to another city, before you would even, consider moving to another city, which is, you would go visit and go see what's really going on. Here, I can say from a perspective of that, it benefited us tremendously. I don't know how many times privately people are asking, what about the culture shock? What about this? What about that? Everything that they're asking me, like everything they can conceive of, we ironed that out during our visits. We kept visiting, we kept meeting people, we kept meeting good people. We see how they do things here, which are not the same as the US at all. So some of the concerns they may have here, from afar, meaning that, okay, people want to talk about, let me use the elephant in the room, load shedding. Like for example, I watched the evening news with Lester Holt, and half the country is frozen right now. To ask a South African, how do you deal with that? That just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But from an American perspective, it makes a lot of sense. So when you talk about load shedding, and we do talk about load shedding, it's something that we deal with. It's something that we do. You guys bring out the shovels and the whatever to get rid of the snow, and you keep life moving forward. Well, South Africans do the same thing. They're very resilient in what they do. So to try to use an American scenario, meaning that, if the power's out, what would I do? Well, honestly, the power's out in America all the time. America's a big country. There's constant storms. There's constant this, that, and power goes out all the time. And they just deal with it. Same thing here. Very managed. So, but the biggest thing in reference to coming to South Africa is this, as a visitor. Your eyes are wide open. You don't have any preconceived notions, especially if you're with a proper guide, who can explain things, can show you things. And over a short period of time, even if it's only a 6-day tour, you're going to be like, wow, I did not know. Trying to compare, saying, well, I'm going to go to the Bahamas, I'm going to go to, somewhere in the Caribbean. The reality is you don't really explore the Caribbean. You go, you dip in, you behind a gated wall or whatever, and you experience what you experience. You have a great time. You're around a bunch of other Americans for the most part. And so that's not going to happen here. And so as a visitor, one of the things that you will find out as a visitor, and you can find out a lot as a visitor to determine if you want to come visit again. When you start talking, and just recently, like all the time for us, because a lot of people realize that we do live here. A lot of people recognize us, and they know we live here. And then sometimes when we're just chatting, like, they realize that we obviously live here because of the vernacular, how we do things. Like in the U.S., we will point like this. Here we do this. So if I did that, people will automatically know, oh, he must have some relationship with South Africa. Now, so I think the best thing to do is to come on a visit. So just from that perspective, you can start picking up the culture. Don't need to learn the language. Everybody speaks English. English is an official language here in South Africa. It would just open your eyes to some of the possibilities versus just trying to get here. You're looking for this. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this, and you miss everything. And then by the time you lift your head up, you're like, wow, I don't know what's going on here. So we kind of solve things, but a visit really makes a difference.
No, those are beautiful. I'm going to add my take on the benefits to coming as a tourist. The benefit to me for you to come as a visitor with the real South Africa, because we do things a little bit differently.
Do we?
We do.
We try.
is because when you get here and you understand that this country has so much to offer, the benefit to you is that you get to determine how you fit in. You get to determine how you want to matriculate. You get to forward think when it comes to your experiences. If you're determined to have a good time, guess what? Good time's gonna find you.
Yeah.
If you come here with all of your questions and you're looking for all of the negative things, that's what you will find.
Yeah.
But what we found is that those that travel with us are ready to go. They want a positive experience, and because of the way we do things, you get that positive experience and more. So I think the benefit to coming as a tourist is that you get to determine the type of experience you want to have, and we add value to that. So come with an open mind, come with an open heart, understand that South Africans are not that different from you.
Not even a little bit.
That they're interested in you. What we ask you to do is to be interested in them. They're not interested in your CV. They want to know who you are as a person.
Yeah.
They want to know about your family. They want to know
that's
where
why,
you come
and that's
from.
why I said that. You don't need to know your educational background and all that to come visit, because we get a lot of people that want to come, and they're starting to put down what they do and all that good stuff. Which you just going on vacation.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I want to apologize. So I hope you guys understand exactly what we're trying to do. But at the same time, you know what? We've just made it easier for you guys to come to South Africa. Now, we do have payment plans. We have traditional payment plans, obviously, that a lot of you guys have taken advantage of, and we're able to come to South Africa, no problem. It's a great, wonderful thing. But we have just partnered with another company called Affirm. It's a great company. Basically, they reached out to us and they wanted us to, partner with them because they felt that our mission was pretty strong, and they wanted to be able to help people book their trips, not say book it, but actually pay for it. So it's basically a buy now, pay later company. And what you can do at checkout is when you find the package you want, that beautiful package that you want, and they're all great, I can tell you, just click on the full payment. And then when you go to checkout, because then at some point you got to go to checkout, just like any other website, and you click it, and then you click Affirm. It'll take you to their platform where you fill out a little bit of information, and then once the information is filled out, it comes back and says, okay, approved, and then your trip is paid for, and then you can select your payment options with them. 3-month, a 6-month, 9-month, 12-month payment option, and so forth. So that's really helpful, so that you keep some money in your pocket, but you can go ahead and book your trip and know full well that you're coming with the real South Africa. You're coming on a trip like that. And of course, we're offering that as well, which is absolutely amazing. So we're looking for you guys to take advantage of that program as well for 2024. So 2024.
Ooh, when you said it, I was like, it's 2024.
Yeah, we did a lot in 2023. We brought a lot of you guys here. Like I said, sorry we couldn't videotape everyone. Most people are coming on vacation. They're not looking to be videotaped, but we appreciate all those that participated, because then if you see what they did, then it might motivate you to decide to come to South Africa. And of course, we do need to be visiting South Africa on a regular basis. It's mandatory.
No, it's compulsory.
Yeah, it's compulsory. She's using her South African English
word.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a South African word, but my South African English.
Yeah, South African English, which is a little different than what we use in the States. So, but it's interesting. So, but yeah, so another thing that I want to bring up is the fact that, there's a tons of people, and y'all heard me say this before, that say, hey, even those that have come with us, just so many people who've never had any interest in South Africa at all. Unfortunately, they wasn't marketed to. What does that mean? Yes, they do have a marketing arm, but they do other stuff. Okay, so we want to become important too. Let's just say it. We're going to 2024. We're going to say it. We want to be important too. We want to be counted. We want to be looked at. And obviously, it really matters how many people are coming through the gates here in South Africa. They're going to get used to us coming here, spending money, enjoying the tourist locations, bringing our culture. live versus on TV.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're really going to enjoy that, and I think we're worth it. But we gotta show and prove. We can't keep talking about it. Oh, I want to come. Then 5 years later, you still haven't made it, but you've been to other locations, 16 times. So come here. But once you start coming here, and then your friends start coming, like for us, I think this is Tasha's family's first year really coming here.
Yeah, and like he said, we've been here almost 6 years, and in that time frame, I've had my parents just got here just this past December.
And there's a video on YouTube.
There's a video of them. I had some cousins visit, but that was all sporadic. I mean, I had been here 5 years by the time my cousins came to visit at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
So, we understand that it's a situation that takes a little bit of time to make that commitment, but if you are determined to make that commitment, because that's what it comes down to. If you really want to do something, you'll do it, and I think South Africa is something that you should experience.
So what did they say? They got here. Keep in mind they're not. I think one of your parents, but your parents never flown.
Outside of flying to Florida and
yeah,
Texas.
Yeah.
Nah.
So I mean, just tell them how did it go for
them? For them to be in their 70s, and that doesn't mean that they're old, but they are in their 70s. They actually tolerated the flight very well. So, they had good food, they had entertainment. That was something new for them to fly in a plane that big. The plane was packed. They did make an obvious note that there was not a lot of us on the plane still. But they were happy with the flight in and of itself. Their flight going back was just as simple. They didn't hate the flight, but it's a situation that they understood it was necessary to get here, and that the flight became something that they didn't think about once they got here. So what did they do? They got here, turned around and got back on the plane and flew back. So what did they do in the middle? I know, I'm trying to get there.
Just get there. Tell them.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because we had a good time.
We had a good time. I took them to all of the haunts that I think are necessary for tourists. I didn't treat them special because they were my parents. We did all of the tour stuff that first-time visitors need to do. And we did all those things, and they enjoyed everything about it. They enjoyed the shopping. They enjoyed the food. They enjoyed the culture. They enjoyed the historical aspects of it, because that's the biggest thing about South Africa, the culture and the historical presence of it. And because they are in their 70s, they remember, the 60s. So they saw the similarities. They enjoyed talking to our guides. Our guides are the best. Got a lot of extra information from them. So that's what I gave them, what we give to everybody.
Yeah, but you skipped the animals. She forgot the food.
I didn't. I said.
Let me tell you what happened.
Said the food.
Let me tell you what happened. She never talked about the food.
I did say they enjoyed the food
on the plane.
No, I said they enjoyed the food.
Then tell them about the food.
I said they enjoyed the food here.
But tell them about the food.
Okay.
I enjoy the food when I go to New York, but it's not that great. So, the food was pretty good. We went to some very nice restaurants, a few black-owned restaurants. We did a lot of 5-star, dining and so forth. And, of course, they got a chance to eat the lamb chops and the fish and just basically a whole plethora of food. Some foods they probably would have never eaten, but then when they got here, the way it was prepared and the way it was served up and all the service that was a pomp and circumstance around it, they decided to go ahead and eat it, and it was like pleasantly surprised.
He just tells a better story. Let me just put it that way. He just tells a better story.
Okay. So,
but no, because you're talking about the lamb chops and the fish. Let's talk about the lamb chops. My dad's never had lamb chops, and he made it very, very clear that he wanted to try new foods while he was here. So he tried the lamb chops. He even tried hot stuff, which he does not like, and he loved everything. He even ate all of his lamb chops. And my mother, who's only had 1 or 2 types of fish, tried every fish that they had here, and she loved every bit of the fish.
Yeah, and there was other opportunities that they had, but it was a good situation, and that's something that we welcome you guys to do as well. So we invite you to come to South Africa and have these types of experiences, because again, we can't tell you about every little piece. A lot of it is just, okay, you have to come. Number 2, we took them out on a couple of safari drives. They absolutely enjoyed that. It was amazing because they never got that close to anything really. I mean, dogs and cats maybe at home, maybe, I'm not sure, but they got an opportunity to be near some actual animals in safari in the wild. And of course, initially they was like, oh my God, I'm a little nervous because, and then they got out there and realized that, you know, they were a little bit over the top, just like everyone else. But at the end of the day, they absolutely enjoyed it.
But you remember, and this is something that he spoke about earlier, that when we get ready to take people on safaris, their first inclination is what?
Yeah, nobody wants to go. Everybody,
wants
no,
to go.
seriously, they're on the phone with us. They're sitting in the comfort of their home in Massachusetts. I don't know why I picked Massachusetts.
Why'd you pick Massachusetts?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just one of those things.
Okay.
And
That's where it's cold.
they're literally saying, I don't want to go on safari. Hadn't seen it, don't know anything about it. But we, as Black people, are offering it to you because it's an amazing experience. So everything that we do is we're Black. We know what we like and we know what we don't like as Black people in general. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that we're offering is stuff that we actually do, and what Black people absolutely would love if they had the opportunity. So we try to open up your horizons a little bit. So most people are always trying to figure out a way to get out of the safari. They get on safari, granted, don't know what to expect, and then all of a sudden it happens every time, like clockwork. Did you do that too?
I did.
Okay, like clockwork. They see that first animal and they're like, oh my God. And then now all they're doing is looking for animals. Are we going to see any more animals? What's next? Where, like in a zoo, they're lined up and you just walk through. But on a safari drive, you gotta find these things. Sometimes you might not find them. All depends on the time of day, but you find them. So they had a great experience as well.
And I'm laughing and smiling because my dad did not want to go.
Yeah, nobody wants to go.
He did not want to go, and I've talked to him a few times since he's been back, and that's literally all he's talked about. He talked about the video that he took. He talked about the animals he saw, how close he was able to get to them and their natural habitat. And I think that's what Mark is basically saying. You don't really know you're gonna like it until you actually go, and you more than like it, you love it.
Yeah, because there was a time, believe it or not, there was a time I've never been on a safari drive. I like Nat Geo. I watched that a lot, and it's amazing. And all of that, but then once you actually, get an opportunity to go, you're like, okay, and then you go and you're like, your mind is blown. Your mind is blown over that than the food you ate, and the food was amazing.
Yeah, food's good.
Yeah, so when you see people talking about their experience that they had with us, they're tripping because they're like, first of all, let's be honest, we don't go on proper vacations most of the time as Black people. We get a hotel room and then we try to figure out where to go, what to do, and we asking people. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. And I've done that before, but we decided since we were coming to South Africa, we wanted people to have a proper experience. So we went out, we sourced everything, we got the relationships with the people that we need to have relationships with, people that are in the tourism space. We participate in the tourism space a lot. So when we need stuff, when we want stuff, when we're trying to do things for you guys, we can make it happen. And it generally works that way. So when our people are like, wow, there was somebody picking me up at the airport with a sign. Wow, there was somebody who took my bags to my room. That's important to me because I don't want you to have to worry about these things. I don't want you to worry about anything. I just want you to get here, relax, come with your fun face on, have a good time. Just be happy and just let it flow. And then let us in the background make sure that everything works for you, because before you get here, trust me, there's been walkthroughs. Everything's gonna be gorgeous. And we generally, as Black people, we don't go on vacation like that. We know it. We don't go on vacation like that. So our people are over the top. By the time it's time to get on the plane, let me back that up. Those people that I don't want to do a video, and I never even asked, but that's fine. I never asked. And what happens is at some point they're like, this was man, people need to know. People need to know, Mark. People need to know, Mark, you need to tell them this. I said, I've said that, and I've said this. And then they know you need to, and then they say, well, can I do a video? I just want to do a quick video. Sure. We set it up. 45 minutes later, an hour later, they're still having conversation with us about what happened to them on this tour. So it's not just a simple tour. It's an immersive get to know South Africa tour, and that's what it's really all about. And so that's why we put together a lot of effort. Could we do a lot less? Of course, and call it travel. We could do that. We can do a lot less, but we try to do a little bit more to make it special. We want your dinners to be nice. We want everything that you touch, or that's going to touch you, in good order. Would you say that?
I would say that we do all of those things so that when you come here, you can actually enjoy. So when
important.
he talks about the things behind the scene,
tell them about that time. I'm sorry, y'all. And the people who are involved, they know who they are, but nobody knows who they are. The family that came here and they was going to check in, and they all had their own rooms, which they didn't expect.
Right.
Tell the rest of the story.
So I get a call.
Good stories.
I'm gonna do better. So they get to the hotel, and the hotel has all of their names because everyone's gonna have a separate room, right, or a separate apartment, because we use hotel apartments a lot of the time. And they get there, and only one person gives their name. So they say, okay, they check in, and it's 5 of them, and all 5 of them usher up to this room that has like one bed in it, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment. And they're like, well, I guess we'll just all figure out how all 5 of them, one's gonna sleep on the couch. They were gonna honestly try and figure it out. So then I get a message, and she's like, are we all supposed to be in this one room? And I'm like, what do you mean? I call the hotel. They're like, yeah, only one person checked in. I'm still waiting for the rest of them. I had to tell them to go back downstairs and actually check into their own rooms so that they could enjoy the rest of their vacation. But that's a mentality where you think you've all got to pack into this one space. And when you come to travel to South Africa, we're going to make sure you have enough space.
Oh yeah, plenty of space.
We're going to make sure that you have a level of comfortability that you've never had before. Going back to my parents really quickly, and I'm going to ask you another question. They have said several times how spoiled they were.
Yeah.
Walking outside, car being there to pick them up. Because I'm telling you, everything I do for my clients, I did the same thing for them. I wasn't running around doing all of that stuff by myself. I don't have to. They needed to have an actual experience.
Yeah.
I need to give them an experience where they could be taken care of, and that's what we try to provide for you as well.
But let me ask you this.
I was going to ask you a question.
No, I got to ask you a question.
Okay, fine.
So let's say that same scenario.
Yeah.
They all get into rooms, and it is, let me see, I don't know what time it was, but it doesn't matter. They get into a room, and they don't really know what's going on. They've been told, and they do what they do. But let's say we was in the States.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We're the travel agency that's in the States.
Yeah.
Or you're dealing with Priceline, or you can't get about on the phone because of the hours. I mean, just a ton of things that could actually happen. I've seen people in other scenarios have to fork up money right there on the spot if they want to be sorted out, right? Hey, it is what it is. I know Priceline says a king room, but when you get to South Africa, that it translates to a queen. Nothing you can do about it. Not saying all the time, but that's just the way it works sometimes. So people are a little bit disillusioned, but the benefit is that, like Tasha just said, somebody can message us, because we're in real time. We're here in South Africa, and we can get that taken care of, even though we knew it was already taken care of, and get it done pretty quickly. And so that's really one of your advantages, is to have us available to make sure that things go your way on this trip. Because you ain't coming all this way to be trying to manage your own trip.
Well, not only that, you don't want to come this far and you're tired and you got to figure out if your hotel room is right or not. Like that is unacceptable.
And that's the owner of the company. I'm flat out. I'm everything needs to be on point.
Above board.
Yeah, above board. Yeah. And everybody that we deal with, there are people that want to work with us, and we're like, no, because you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
That you're going to be able to do what you need to do. So, but you had a question.
I did.
You forgot it.
No, I did not. You used the word happen. And you said that when the first people are like, I guess they assume everyone does a video, but everyone doesn't do a video.
No, not even close.
And they'll be very upfront with you and be like, I don't want to do a video. It's like, okay, well, we didn't really ask you to do a video. That's not something that we ask very often.
We do travel and tourism.
To be honest.
Yeah, we do tourism. We do a lot of it.
So you said that they want to tell what happened to them. What do you think happens to them? What do you think happens to them? Because that's a big word.
Well, okay, let me make it simple.
Okay.
And my South African people and my African people can understand, and my Americans can understand. We for some odd reason, I'm just being honest, and it's not everyone, so let me go ahead and throw that little weak disclaimer out there, that the expectations, no matter what they've seen on TV, no matter what we've presented to them in videos, even other people's testimony, whatever that, proof, because for some odd reason, to go to Vegas, no proof necessary. To go to London, no proof necessary. Paris, no proof. Rome, I can go on and on. But now you're coming to Johannesburg, you need proof of everything. Does it even exist? And they get here, and as the trip starts to happen, and they're shocked that the infrastructure they see, they're shocked that the 5-star level that they're seeing, they're shocked that the cars they're riding in are amazing. They are losing it because the food is incredible. It's over the top that they're running into, South Africans that are like, want them here, so forth and so forth. And then the infrastructure, they can shop and buy things that they couldn't buy at home. Even though, they might live in an affluent area. I live in New York, Houston, Dallas. I live in Atlanta. The brands here are over the top because this is a world city. Never thought about that, did you? But it's a world city. And so everything is here. And I like everything because everybody from the world comes here. And they're also shocked that when they get here, that there's not a whole bunch of black Americans running around. They're like, well, where's everybody at? Well, they're in Atlanta. They're in LA. They're in Boston. They're not coming in numbers. And they're like, well, they need to know. And that's what happens. And then they start feeling comfortable. And then they're all their the walls and the shields and whatever we do every day, waking up, walking out, grabbing them car keys and walking out that door, it doesn't happen. And the shields come down. And just for a little bit, they feel at peace. Yes.
How many days?
3.
Okay.
3 at the most.
I was gonna say 3 as well.
Yeah, it could be 2. It all depends on the person. Because some people, they're holding on to their shield very tightly. Like, they're holding on to it. But after about the 3rd day, they're like, man, this is, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And then ultimately, let's get towards the end. They've had a great spa treatments. They've been in heated pools. They've done the most. And they're like, shoot, I got to book my trip and I got to get back. So then, of course, we have repeat offenders. You know who they are. And y'all know who y'all are, too. We have repeat offenders. And, they come in and they have it. And all they want to do is talk about it. All they want to do is talk about what happened.
What about the people that are in the middle of their trip and they say 2 things? Number 1, they don't want to leave.
Oh, they never want to leave.
And number 2, they're thinking about when they're going to come back. And they're in the middle of their trip. They've been here 3-4 days and they're like, I don't want to leave already. I'm like, but you still got 2 more days to enjoy. Like, just enjoy those 4 or 5 days you have left. It went by too fast. I need to plan come back. How soon can I come back?
But these were the same people say, I don't want to stay more than 6 days.
100%.
On the phone before they got here.
Yeah.
And so
I think 6 days will be enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm automatically thinking, okay.
Okay.
And they get here and they're like, and we've had enough people extend their, hey, I called the airline. They said I can leave in another week. What do I need to do to stay in this space? What do I need to do? And then we let them know and we take care of them. And a lot of times they don't realize because they are under the Real South Africa umbrella, everything is going to be sorted. I can't explain it to you even more than that unless you actually come. So that's why we want you guys to go to the website. Use the Affirm option. Come have this experience. Don't wait till your yesteryears to be like, oh, I always wanted to come to Africa. You can come anytime because you do not have to wait for a group trip, even though we do have group trips. Obviously, we got the 2024 real estate tour coming up, but you do not have to wait for a group trip. So if you said to yourself, I want to come June the 8th through June the 18th, then all you have to do is pick a 10-day trip, decide where you want to go, start clicking 10-day, and fill out everything. You got your trip. Now, you might say, well, I don't want to go by myself. trust me, there's a lot of people who don't want to come by themselves. They come by themselves and they say, I'm so glad I came by myself because I don't want nobody messing up my trip. And people do. People tell the other person, or the other person's so over the top. The person that didn't want to come is usually over the top person. I'm just telling you. I've been doing this for a while. I've seen a few hundred people come. So that's where we are. And the packages are amazing. They're all nice. You really can't go wrong. If you decide you want to come with somebody, you can actually, we can sort that out. You can find all that stuff on our website, and it's pretty intuitive. Of course, you can, like I said, take care of the finance option. You don't need any shots. You don't need any COVID anything. There is no issues. And if you're looking to say, okay, I want trip insurance, go on our website and under the FAQs, under the frequently asked questions, it gives you the option to say, okay, contact these people. They will back you up on your trip. I mean, there's really not. And again, whatever I'll say it to you like this. If you only come in for 10 days, whatever the situation is here that you may perceive in South Africa is not going to affect you in 10 days. They're not waiting for you to get here to say, okay, let's start that thing that you're thinking. Let's just start. No. And unfortunately, I've been here for 6 years, and some of those things do happen that you hear about, but for the most part, it's peaceful. It's more peaceful here than being in the DC metropolitan area. And I can attest to that in front of Congress if I needed to. So, but if you're only coming for a short period of time and you're with the Real South Africa, we have you in 5-star accommodations across the board. Those things are not going to affect you at all. If whatever you perceive it may be, that's fine. But you will get a nice cultural experience. You will get an opportunity to shop in some of the best shopping centers. You will eat some of the best food. You will enjoy Africa. You will enjoy the South Africans that are here. All these things are going to happen. And when you get back on the plane and you're looking sad like a little puppy, because you will, I'm just telling you, I can't think of nobody.
You may even cry. They have broken down and they have cried. But at least you had that experience. 100%.
You had it. And then you had a proper experience. And that's what we're trying to do here at the Real South Africa. So go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. And if this is the first time being on our channel, man, we got a lot of content. Just kind of start watching them. Yeah. Yep. And tell
go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. And tell your friends about us and what we're doing. We just African Americans over here trying to make a difference for those that want to have the opportunity to come to Africa. And we feel that South Africa was a good landing spot. It worked for us. So I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you about a place I haven't been. I've been here for many years. I remember, I think when I first came here, I think he was still alive. Nelson Mandela, he was still here. It was crazy. I mean, this place has changed, and that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. South Africa has changed so much in a short period of time. We like to sit back sometime, some people do like to pass judgment, but when you start looking at the amount of time that they've been post-apartheid, and then you look at how far they have come over this period of time, I'm absolutely floored that I get to sit back every day and watch this development. It's not happening as fast as some South Africans want, but from those that are outside of South Africa who grew up, that's been taking many years
to try and get somewhere.
To get somewhere, and to watch these guys within years, 12 years, 15 years, to the stuff that I've seen. This is a good country, and let's patronize it through tourism. That's the only metric that they're really going to be able to count. It's through tourism. Are they really interested in our country? And the only way they can do it, we can write letters, I guess. I don't know, but I think if we actually came through and enjoyed, what they have to offer, and they offer it at a high level, they're really good at what they do, and we just want to plug you in. So visit us with the Real South Africa. Is there anything else you want to say, Tasha?
Yeah, there's always something that I want to say. Visit South Africa for all the right reasons. Definitely go to our website, like he just said, and we will gladly welcome you to what Mark likes to call sunny South Africa.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Well, South Africa has partnered with the firm to give you more options for payment. Please visit our website to find out more. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.